and we are just too sweet.
Welcome to a very special edition of Attention Wrestling Disorder, the show we didn't even expect to do tonight. We have a lot to talk about.
The Impulse Show.
I'm RJ Show.
I am Chuck.
And I am the Hot Rod 521.
And let me remind you, the only man to watch main event.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, because apparently I'm the only reason why that show's still on Hulu right now.
Apparently.
Pretty much.
Or be the one time he made me watch it because it's still on my Hulu feed every time I go on there.
Oh my God, play now.
People watch that crap?
He's the only reason they have ratings. If it wasn't for him, they wouldn't show any numbers for main event.
Oh, you're right.
That's true. That's true. So I will disclaimer all of this by saying that I'm wearing an undershirt because while I was in Miami, I caught a very wicked sunburn on my back. Like I'm talking full-blown sun poisoning. I'm on antibiotics and like 3 different creams.
I get sunburns and I it's never that bad for me, and I don't really do, and I've been out a few times. So.
I guess I just suck. It is what it is.
Oh God, that's it.
For 9 years, I don't even know.
Anyway, so
show us sunburn. No, I'm kidding.
I'm not showing sunburn.
Yeah, because I'm sure that's what the viewers want to see.
I don't feel like offending people, but I shit you not, I had blisters like that big, like probably like that big on my back that popped. Gnarly.
I think we might want to start with you because, I mean, my story is not as exciting, but so much happened for us. I mean, one of us sat on their ass while the other two weren't, but we're doing
Yeah, because I'm sure Chuck was so working. That's why he went on that Jericho cruise. Because people would go on cruises to work, apparently.
Apparently they do. But, okay, so I guess I'm going to jump into my experiences first. We'll all have our shared experiences. We'll discuss our own shared experience of what we did and what we watched this weekend.
Let me just quickly remind people, like and subscribe. And for those that were going to be on the show coming up, we just decided to do this last minute. So that's why.
Literally last minute.
We decided this today. Like today. Yeah, today. Like I was getting ready to get my COVID test to go back to work tomorrow, today, and then they're like, oh, let's do it later. Like, all right.
Freckles battle or whatever, and
it'll be back. No, he'll be on. Don't worry, we'll get him here. So in lieu of that, though, I really tried to get talent to do video, but they weren't really having it, so I couldn't. Otherwise, I would have gotten Britt Baker, but Britt Baker was doing her thing. She was busy.
Well, like, what did you say? Did you say, I do this podcast? Can you just say something for me?
I wish I tried. Yeah, but people were like, oh, that's cool. But like, it wasn't like whatever, Yeah. It wasn't like a thing. It was like cool, but it wasn't like acknowledged a lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like one of those. But what I will say is the Jericho cruise was pretty cool. Again, in the books. If I'm being brutally honest, from my own personal experiences, the last one was better than this one, but I still enjoyed this one a lot.
Didn't they have as much talent as they did on the last?
I'm going to assume partially because of COVID, partially because they had the other show going on.
Yeah.
And I also I've heard, I don't know how true this is, a lot of the talent, like the higher end talent, a lot of the all elite, like major talents, a lot of them aren't vaccinated yet. So they couldn't go on that cruise if they wanted to.
I'm surprised.
I am too, but again, you can't force these things on people.
Yeah.
People have their opinions, they have their beliefs. You can't force these issues on them. All you can do is just do what you do and conduct yourself how you conduct yourself. What I will say, though, is it was the closest thing to normalcy I've had since the last cruise, since COVID. It was the first time in 2 years where I was able to hang out in a super large group of people and like be friendly and like bro out over wrestling and shit like that, and like just be high-fiving and sharing cameras and having drinks with people. Like I haven't been able to do that since the last cruise. I've gone to a couple concerts where there's a lot of people, but they're not as friendly. It's not the same environment. Wrestling is its own brotherhood that like, people don't understand is a thing. That's what I think the enticing part about wrestling is for people. Is there is such a brotherhood with wrestling fans that no other thing has, and it's unique. Like I know like football has a brotherhood, or like hockey does, or baseball, but it's a different kind of brotherhood. Wrestling, and it
Think
can't
it's
be
like
matched. It can't be duplicated. What happened?
Do you think it's almost like being a juggalo with ICP?
It's very different. Being a juggalo is, I don't know what the fuck being a juggalo means. The fact that there's a juggalo dating website makes me sick to my stomach. It makes me want to throw
There's
up.
a juggalo.
Oh wow!
I'm not an
Well,
insane
thank
clown
you,
posse
learned.
fan.
Thank you,
I'm
learned.
not trying to hate on insane clown posse fans, but I'm just not one. I don't like them. I
There's a
never get into
wrestler,
them.
you know?
I remember being a little kid and not being allowed to listen to Insane Clown Posse because of the content. I had neighbors who were big fans. And then I stuck it and listened to it anyway. And then I listened to it, I'm like, this is garbage. And then I was over it.
I was in college. I liked it for a little bit, but then my friends started playing it so much, it started to irritate me and I couldn't handle it anymore.
No, I get that. But going back to cruise stuff, so I know I kind of had conversations with both of you personally about my experiences with the cruise.
But I really want to get into it. It was like a rush conversation. I want to get into it.
Oh, I'm going to give you the full rundown. I met almost every person on that cruise that was set up for a photo shoot or a photo session or an autograph signing. I met everybody. Like last one, I didn't get to meet everybody because there was so many people and there's so much demand. And there were so many more people. This one, there were less people, so it was actually a little more intimate, which I liked. This time, it was a little more like low key intimate with like with people on the cruise. There's still a lot of people, but it was like a fraction. I think they were only at like 75% capacity. They didn't sell out. Like it was only like 75% of the crew, like capacity cruise, which was nice.
Well, it's because you got to meet the entire Britt Baker stable.
Oh, and they were all cool as hell too. Jamie Hayter. Personal interactions, Jamie Hayter is probably the most friendly of the three for me personally. I'm not saying that Britt and Rebel weren't. Like Rebel was super cool too. Britt was friendly. The only thing with Britt was that because she had such a line that they were kind of rushing her line with everything, and like I feel like it was one of those. Like she was like wasn't really talkative because she was trying to keep her line moving. Like I tried to crack a joke with her. I go to her, I'm disappointed Tony Schiavone isn't on this cruise. There's a Starbucks on this boat now, and she's like, "Oh, you're gonna miss your picture, dude." Like that was her response to me. Like she didn't even entertain my joke because she had to entertain a line because the line was out the door.
And you
So
couldn't like talk to her later.
I didn't really run into her. She wasn't really like socializing with people a lot. She wasn't one of the more social people on the boat, believe it or not. I felt like she was like that last cruise too, though. Like she wasn't overly social. She was friendly with Derek better. I didn't meet her last cruise. Derek did. Because Derek was like, oh, I want to meet the girls. And I'm sitting here being, oh, I want to meet the elite because I'm a mark for the elite.
Right.
So I didn't get to meet her last time because by the time I got done with the elite one, the woman one was gone. So I didn't get the chance to meet the girls last time.
And she wasn't like as big as she is now.
The high point of Britt Baker's point of that last cruise was that she turned heel on the boat. When they did the tapings, that was where she turned heel. She turned heel on the cruise.
I remember.
She turned heel on the cruise. That was the whole thing with that. But she was cool. Rebel was really cool. She had really cool boots, and she kept sitting on this table because she wanted to show off her boots. They were pretty badass. Jamie Hayter was cool as hell. It was cool too because she was asking us how we were enjoying our cruise, and she told us she had never been on a cruise before. So I thought that was surprising. She's never
from England or Australia. I think
she's from England. I can't remember. I want to say England. Might be Australia though. I can't remember. You know who else was weirdly
I
cool?
think you Hater crush, but hey.
Hey, I think Derek does too. Makes you feel better. Speaking of
Now
Derek, the reason I'm wearing my Hawkins and Ryder shirt today is for the sheer fact that Derek knows them personally, and the entire cruise, every shirt he wore was either a Matt Cardona shirt or a Brian Myers shirt. And everybody he spoke to, he was marking out for Myers or Cardona. Because he's known Cardona since he was like a kid. What happened?
Did people make comments when they saw the shirts?
The people, like the fans on the cruise didn't
No.
really. No, the talent really respected him. He was chatting with the Rock and Roll Express. The Rock and Roll Express put him over. Who else put him over? Jake the Snake put him over. A lot of guys are putting over Zach Ryder, or Matt Cardona rather, because he's not Zach Ryder anymore. I'm only wearing a Zach Ryder shirt because I don't own the Matt Cardona merch. I'm not Derek. I didn't buy stock in Matt Cardona merch before the cruise.
I mean, if I got to go, I would have obviously wore my Bebe shirt.
Of course. I'm still angry that when I ordered that black Cole Sun shirt when I did the Bullet Club sale, that the shirt was discontinued and I couldn't get it. It was literally a spoof on the Black Hole Sun song, though. Soundgarden thing. It was like the whole logo, but it was Adam Cole's head, which was awesome, but they discontinued it when I bought it. Still mad about that.
They should have reopened it just for you.
They should have, but it is what it is. Now, for me, a personal highlight, though, was meeting Will Ospreay. That was like one of the highlights. I purposely, like a degenerate, wore an El Phantasmo shirt, an LP shirt, because I wanted a reaction. Because, again, I feel like a lot of the people on this cruise aren't big New Japan guys.
Right.
I feel like they're big, like, AEW marks or, like, WWE fans. They're all, like, that type of fan, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You're only wrong if you're an Impact fan, Rod.
What was the reaction? You never said what the reaction was.
Oh, yeah, I was getting there. I was working on it. I was just saying there's nothing wrong with people being fans. I was also trying to tell Rod that only Rod's wrong for being an Impact fan.
Oh my God, pipe down.
I'm an Impact fan, sort of.
Well, you're kind of wrong too, then.
No, you're just a hater.
Well, I'm a hater for what I need to be a hater of, and I enjoy what I need to enjoy.
True, Rod. Anyway, sorry, but so I go up to meet Will Ospreay.
I'm a hater list. I can't help it.
Oh boy, this is gonna be good.
So basically, the way they had it positioned too is they did when you're on the cruise, you get assigned. There's 2 autograph sessions that are open to the public, and then there's 4 photo sessions. Well, technically 5. There's 2 legend sessions and 2 AEW sessions. Okay. And you also get your guaranteed photo with Chris Jericho too. So
did you?
Yes, I did. It's not. It hasn't gotten sent to me yet, so I haven't put it up yet.
Did he remember you?
No. No. He sees
Did he
so many
pretend
people.
to remember you?
Who?
Did he pretend to remember you?
No. No. But going back to Ospreay, so we get the stuff for Ospreay. I would like to Derek. Like, we have to beat Will Ospreay. So
yeah, I'm just getting distracted. The fact that he has the sound on. I'm like, I hope they don't try to copyright claim us for having the sound of Dark.
I don't think anybody hears it. People are watching enough. It's all right. I think we're okay. But so I get online and he sees the shirt. He sees my El Phantasmo shirt, and he already starts like, "What is this guy doing? What's this garbage shirt? What are you teabagging me?" And he's just going off on me. That's why I'm laughing so hard at my photos. He's like, I don't like this guy. This guy's garbage. I don't like this guy. Fuck this guy. That whole thing. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna put the belt on you. I'm gonna put the belt on you because we gotta cover that shirt up. Like that was the vibe. Yeah. And then we took a picture. He goes, dude, I'm just messing with you. Nice to meet you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, but it was funny too because literally, like, maybe 10 minutes later, we went on to the deck, like the upper deck.
Yeah.
To get a drink and to meet up with my friends Mary Russo and VJ because they were also on the cruise. You know VJ, obviously.
Was she the blonde?
Mary's the blonde girl, yeah. Mary's married to Russo, and VJ went with them when we were all hanging out. So we were all hanging on the side, and then we were going to get a drink, and then me and Derek saw Will Ospreay and Marco Stunt on the side chatting. So we went and said hey. Derek got his photo of Marco Stunt again. He was BS with Marco. I was BS with Ospreay. And this was also when Striper had one of their sets going on, so we were listening to Striper. So Will Ospreay's going to me, yo, what do you think of these guys? You know these guys? I'm like, yeah, these guys. I'm like, yeah, they're in a ladies' man. Like, yo, they're great. He had no idea who they were. So I was educating Will Ospreay on the history of Striper.
That's funny.
I got to introduce another highlight of Will Ospreay on the cruise is the last night. The last match of the cruise was a Chris Jericho and Orange Cassidy tag team match against Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah.
They had the after match scuffle after Cassidy and Jericho won. Will Ospreay and Danhausen come out and they make the save, but it was crazy because I marked so hard because it was Babyface Ospreay's theme, which was an amazing theme.
Jake Cargill, one of the
What the hell was Danhausen wearing during the photo session?
I don't even remember. It's off the top.
He had like, I don't know, like a weird hat on and
Yeah, he had
looked
some weird stuff on. I love Dan Allen. He was really cool too, though, because the way they did the photo shoots, going back to that, is they listed Ospreay and Danhausen as legends, even though they're not necessarily legends.
yeah.
So the first one was Ospreay and the Rock and Roll Express. The second one was Danhausen and Jazz.
Yeah, but yeah, that's so weird. They're still current guys.
I think it was just because they're not AEW affiliated. I think that's the reason they did it that way, and they didn't have a place to position them otherwise. So that was the best way to do it. So I got those. So those were fun. The Rock and Roll Express were cool. They were really nice guys too. I actually met Robert Gibson in an elevator.
Yeah.
And at one point, I was going somewhere in the elevator, and Robert Gibson was in the elevator, and I had my Elite versus Street Fighter shirt. He's like, "Oh, I like that Street Fighter." So apparently, Robert Gibson's a video gaming nerd. Who knew?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was a Street Fighter. He liked my shirt. He was a nice guy. Of Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, I would say Robert Gibson to me was probably the friendlier two. But we ran into Ricky Morton fucking everywhere in Miami. Even pre-cruise, me and Derek were down at South Miami Beach or whatever. We went to Land Shark to get some lunch and some beers when we first got there. We're leaving. Guess who's there? Ricky Morton getting lunch. We didn't get to say hi to him right then and there because it was kind of like it happened too quick, but it happened. Trying to think what else happened on those. The AEW photos it was Britt Baker. One of them was Britt Baker, Orange Cassidy, Anna Jay. Was that it? No, it was the others. No, it was Britt Baker, Orange Cassidy, Chaos Project. Who's the other one? Shit, I'm breaking. Oh, Chris. No, it wasn't her. It wasn't Skylander. It was one. Who was it? Can't remember who the last one was. Shit, I can't think of it. It'll come back to me. And the other one was Jake the Snake Roberts, Anna J. Cole Cabana, and who's the other one? I can't remember, but it was like all those. And there was that. So, Rod, you jealous yet that I went on this cruise?
I wasn't jealous of you when you went last year.
You should talk to Radio J. They announced the next one. You got 4 months, March 14th through 18th. Hit Jay up. You guys should go together. Have a bromance. Have a mandate.
Oh my god.
Do what me and Derek do on these cruises. You know? So, but it was an awesome time, dude. It's super expensive, but it's so worth it. You know? But is what it is now. But we another cool thing that happened on the cruise, Rod, is we what's it called? We went we got the pig swimming thing where you swim with the pigs, where you feed the pigs. We were hanging out with Pineapple Pete and Isaiah Cassidy on that. That was kind of fun.
Oh, he was on a cruise? I thought he left.
Yeah, but he was on the cruise. He went with the company. It's a Jericho cruise, not an AEW cruise. You know?
No, okay, I got you.
Yeah, so like he did his thing. Yeah, we were on the bus ride getting there. Him and his girl right in front of us too. Like on the bus, we were hanging out with him the whole time. He's funny. He's a funny guy. I was telling the story about how I did pig feeding with Derek with Isaiah Cassidy and Pineapple Pete. Hang on, your thing is off again.
Yes.
It always does this. Is there a way to fix that? Hang on, I want to try something. I'm gonna unmute this. Hang on, Jay. I'm fixing it.
This Skylar's bad, let me tell you.
Yeah. You keep cutting out. I don't know why this does that every time this happens. I have an idea, guys. Do you guys want to continue this with a part 2, and we'll get this volume right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this to be continued, part 2, and we'll re-go right back in. Hang on, okay?
Mm.
Just too sweet.